rolling. So we got episode 20. We got a special guest in the house. Dre, who we got here?
JaeTips, what up, man? How are you, Jay? What's good, brother?
Thank y'all for having me.
Nah, man, pleasure's all ours. Pleasure's all ours.
This is part 1 or 2. He's gonna come back when his shoe drops, right?
Ooh.
Be right back.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk some shit real quick. Episode brought to us with Saucony, right?
Yeah, let's go. Shout out Saucony.
Shout out to Saucony River. You know what I'm saying?
Dre and
I didn't get the memo.
Yeah,
I didn't get the memo on time. I'm sorry. My memo receiver is broke. Shit fucked up.
So we're gonna get into who you are, and you're gonna tell us a little about your background. So take it from here.
Who I am. My name is JaeTips. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I'm a musician, sneaker collector, lifelong. Just everything shoes, everything that you can think about shoes, from retail, resale, to collector, to magazines, to interviews, to everything. And now I'm a shoe designer. I'm also one of the people who brought the hat game to like such a big level. So I'm also known for that. So, I'm just outside. I'm a father.
All right. That's most important.
Yeah, man. Raise these kids.
We're gonna start. You want to talk about some product?
Yeah, we can talk about some stuff. You want to do like show and tell right now?
Yeah,
you want to just kind of kick it? What's up?
Yeah,
we're gonna make him edit it all crazy. It's gonna be
like, is there meaning to any of these?
Yeah, I just brought a bunch of stuff just to kind of show just like who I am. I think just a lot of things that I've been able to do in the hatwear space, which I'm getting a lot of appreciation through like making my shoes. It's like just color theory. Like, I think when I started designing on hats would be like just all we could do was like a classic Yankee and then put some funky patches on the side because that's all I had. And then when I first got my opportunity to design my own colors with like Hat Club, now you see every single store you go in the world has colors and
inspired by you.
Wacky. I wouldn't just say everything's inspired by me, but I feel like people started to dig deeper into inspiration, and now it wasn't about sport. It was about like what this means to you, and these colors represent family, and these colors represent my hood and my block and stuff. And I just feel like
LA been on that way.
Yeah, you show people a way in that. So well, a little bit of the stuff I brought is like just little stuff like this, like the purple with the pink bottom. Then I did the two-tone stuff with Hat Club in 2021, and doing the light colors at the bottom and the dark colors at the top. And then it's also like just embroidery stuff. I think you have it on this side, like the patches and stuff. Like, I think I can brag and say I'm one of the few people who have had like success on doing your own thing on hats and being able to do stuff just through New Era and colors and stuff like that. So just like this is a collaboration with my homegirl JJ Grant. Like, this had his beat. This is my personal one.
That was at the release was in
Bronx Social.
Yes, I was there for that event.
So just seeing stuff where you still haven't really seen people play with the brim and stuff officially. So it's just like just seeing things differently. I feel like I've had my way of being able to do so much in like the hat space just because I see things just a little bit different.
And the fact they trusted you on that.
What was the first hat you did?
Well, the first.
How did that even sprout? How did you decide? Yeah. Like, did it start with T-shirts? Because I remember I've seen your merchandise before. Like, what gave you the push to say I'm gonna start putting out my own product and seeing if people receive it?
Well, I think I tie that back into like resale kind of. I was going to like a lot of like the Yeezy shows. I was going like Travis Scott stuff, and I was seeing that as much as we hear the music, there's a business behind selling this merchandise.
Oh yeah,
so me, even on a different scale, being like an independent artist in New York, doing like the SOBs and those stuff, I would just print shirts. I would be like, yo, they gonna give me shitty business at the door. They gonna give me 30% of the tickets or 50% of the tickets, but if I sell these shirts, they gonna give me 100%. So
fucking
let
10
me
shirts.
let me put my logo on some Yankee hats. Let me do some stuff like that. But then I started to realize that it was starting to get some attention. It'll be crowds around the table, and even if they maybe weren't buying, they were taking pictures. So I knew that like maybe I should take it a little bit more serious. And I was just going to like different hat stores during the pandemic. I was on eBay and going to hat stores, asking them what they had for different colors and different stuff, and then putting my brand Savior on it, and it just started taking off. And surprisingly, one day I was in Hat Club looking at what they had, and just because I wanted to buy stuff, put Savior on it, and they recognized me for a lot of the stuff I was doing with Nike and like my customs and stuff, and they were like, "Yo, you ever want to throw a color on a hat like we do it with us?" And from that point, like when I released that hat, it was like when just everybody started really paying attention to the stuff that I've been doing for maybe 10 years. So it was like it just came back full circle in like different ways. Like a lot of moments I felt like I wasn't getting no attention, and then one day everybody paid attention to everything.
So the saying like 10 years to become an overnight success applies.
Yeah.
Because I've only known of you and your hats like probably for 4 or 5 myself tops. You know what I mean? So to hear that there was even before that you were grinding it out, you know what I mean? It sort of goes to show that you really do got to put in the work to get, you know what I mean, where you at, and congrats for that.
Guys, don't put in the work. Kids, don't stop. Keep going.
How many hats have you made so far?
Right now, I'm
Do you
trying
know
to,
how many exactly? How many?
Yeah, I'm trying to work on. I know that because I'm trying to work on a campaign right now. I'm trying to get New Era to help me. Where like I want to make like a poster, like like I think MoMA did like a Air Force One poster,
anthology type thing. Yeah.
I'm approaching
that
like
crazy.
my 100th design. Like
that's fire. That's a great idea.
So I'm trying to like have a
make
poster
that happen,
just,
New Era.
With like all the just the hats and the colors and stuff like that. Just because it's like a lot of people's dream is to like get collaboration and stuff, but to be able to get the opportunity and trusted, I have like 5. I think I've done collab with 5 different stores, so it's just different stuff where I want to be able to like show people that like, yo, you could get one, but like I got 100. So it's like you got to be able to work each one and do photos and photo shoots and
each one took months to produce and et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
New Era. How have they been about this whole thing? Because like I've like other friends in the hat space and other people that have tried it, and people that like, everybody knows something about something, right? And like what I've gathered is that like they're not really cool with people adding stuff to their hats, but they're kind of like letting it rock. Is that how?
So I think one thing that a lot of people don't really always acknowledge is New Era just has the license for the hats. So a lot of times when like, for instance, I put something on the side, or I decide that this is a Burger King collaboration, like if the league already, like if Major League Baseball already has business with Burger King, or they don't have business, now the Yankees start complaining, or the Dodgers start complaining.
Yeah, it's a much bigger thing behind it. Yeah, that makes sense.
So New Era, a lot of times, like they're just trying to do like the damage control of like letting people understand like, hey, this is not official. This is a kid from Queens, or this is a kid from the Bronx.
That's just trying to make some. Yep.
But they've come a long way when it comes to like being able to exist in the same room. Like I remember when I first got around like New Era people, like it was real awkward silence, because it's like we probably see so much stuff come across our table, which is like borderline like cease and assist worthy.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But it's like now I'm getting into a better space where just trying to collaborate, and my name comes up so much that on like collaboration.
Hard to ignore you now, right?
Yeah, so
and you also drove up their business.
Yeah, but I think
this whole hack game has done nothing but wonders for them. Let's be serious.
Their numbers are up, New Era right now.
You got guys, like how many people own hundreds of hats now that if not for this, sort of newfound reemergence of interest in hats? Because like I remember when I was younger, I was big into fitteds, but only for the reason that I needed a fitted for every jersey I had. You know what I'm saying? And I was big into jerseys, so then I want to fit it for every jersey. And you wind up buying a home and away alternate just to mix it up. And the most hats I ever had was maybe whatever could fit in 4 or 5 boxes, but that was probably close to 100 hats.
I used to.
Now I can't take care of them, bro. I leave them in my third row. I fold the seat down. They get fucked. I can't deal with it.
But even that, like when you mention like the business of hats, like to me, I think that's where you got to look at the stores. I feel like the stores, like us kids, like running in the stores and buying everything they had, that's where like New Era really started making their money. Like New Era's probably making already a lot of money through like people just wearing black nasties, going to the Yankee game and stuff already.
Just the actual sports merchandising aspect of it.
Tell us your definition of black nasties.
And why are they so wrong?
I think my definition of black nasty is just anything that is made now for like on field, like anything that's like a black undervisor and black sweatband. Like I've had to come to grips with black sweatband being okay with a gray brim now, just because I'm in the hat business. But I come from white sweatband and
white guts.
Gray
I always loved the black guts because then like they don't get sweaty and nasty. It's just like hat lasts longer. You know what I'm saying? Like
well, that goes. You have so many hats. That's
but I think that's technically what the term black nasty comes from, because those black sweatbands and black bottom
would be nasty.
No, but they came from. They invented them so people can keep the hat can survive longer. They can be like hold sweat and stuff like that.
Yeah, hide it at least.
Yeah, then it turns brown on the inside.
Yeah.
All right, so moving forward, we spoke about the hats. Let's get into some of this footwear.
Yeah. So I'll show you my. This is my recent collaboration with Saucony. It's gonna mean a lot to them that you said the name correctly to them.
Of course.
That's been their favorite part of this campaign. That like just the education of the brand.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and you mentioned the river. Like, I learned that same in the release because I sat with I forgot her name, and she explained to me it was from the Saucony River.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm gonna let you take. Yeah, that's so.
Yeah.
This.
So tell us more about the brand. Like, where are they rooted?
Yeah, no,
is it
so-
an American brand? Is it?
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is it?
So Saucony is. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might not off the top know if it's an American brand. Just because I know they do have like leadership over here and they have leadership somewhere else. But I do know that the Saucony River is based off the Saucony logo is the river stream in like I think like Pennsylvania or something like that. And,
Okay, so maybe it is that might be an
yeah,
indicator
and,
that they're a U.S. brand.
You know,
Not that
they've been around for like
but-
120 something years.
That's crazy. That's a lot of heritage.
Yeah, they're owned by a company called Wolverine, which is
like outdoors stuff, jackets and shit.
They make like all materials like New Balance, the same materials like New Balance is used, and just a lot of different premium stuff.
Same quality.
Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
And I don't want to just shout them out, big them up because I'm working with them, have opportunity, but it was a opportunity I went into same way that you might feel like I don't have anything, I don't wear anything, but then you see like their operations, you see how much detail that goes into stuff, and
You gotta appreciate. You gotta appreciate somebody doing a good job at
Yeah.
something, even
And
if it's
then
not something you
they got a
necessarily
lot of
gravitate
original.
toward.
They got a lot of original designs. Like like you may go to a different company and a lot of their designs look like other brands. Like this may look like the Stan Smith. This may look like Air Force One. This may look like Saucony's designs. All look like Saucony shoes, but they've just never got no love. Like they just never got like they was in them East Bay magazines right next to everything else. They just never really blew up.
I feel like they had a little time in like when I was in high school because I remember getting like a pair of Jazzes, like, but they were really affordable too. So that was part of the decision making, But
Affordable and the same quality, but people
and I know that they make good qualities. Like we were talking before, like I remember like when they did like those extra butter ones, like the burgers and the space snacks and stuff. Like those were such well put together, even releases and well executed like drops. Like the way that they had like I was talking about like the space snacks one had like it came with freeze dried like space food and like the jacket looked like an astronaut. Like they really were putting stuff together and doing full campaigns. Yeah. That's some of the earliest shit I remember, honestly. That was like before I even knew what a Concepts was, and I thought Concepts was like one of the first people to really start putting together great campaigns around stuff. And I know that like back in the day Union did some of that shit and like maybe Undefeated, but like I just wasn't in tune so much. These were like the first people I saw put together like whole packages with the release and the whole like theme behind
the whole
it.
space.
Yeah, yep. I thought the burgers were the dopest shit ever, and I kind of feel like yours has that that new one that we saw has like a sort of burger vibe to it. Like it's almost in that set. Did you use that as like a reference or as an example?
The burger reference wasn't my reference, but it's funny to see it take so much like just people tell you what they feel about it. Like so everybody's saying burger, but my reference is probably the first place I'm gonna say it is the Kanye Bake. So
all right, yeah. So
it's me.
Yeah.
I guess it has a little bit more green than the Bape had, but it wasn't a burger at all. Like when I seen people say burger, I kind of like.
So people have been saying that too. All right,
Yeah, like
that's
all
what I
over
thought,
line
but
it
I
says
haven't
burger,
seen it
burger,
like
burger.
around. But that's
Yeah.
what I thought
Yeah.
immediately.
So let's get into this shoe right here.
So what this is my first collaboration.
Fire.
We'll stay on the outside of the box. JaeTips first shoe in collaboration with Saucony Originals. On the side says, I remember who fronted, I remember who did not see the vision, and I remember who tried to change the conversation, Saucony and Savior. Under it says, I had this crazy idea one day, signature, and then the squares from my Savior album, and then never stop believing because dreams do come true.
That's amazing that they let you do all this.
Yo.
And then take a picture in these.
Yeah, yo.
That's before we get to the shoe.
Yeah. No, that's
let's
the whole
talk
thing is
about
fire.
the release in the flower store. Amazing.
It looked amazing. It did. It looked
The
amazing.
people at the
bro.
brand asked me to go help out and just keep an eye on everything. And I was just shocked by how much love. Like the line did not stop.
Yeah. Great.
I didn't even go inside the spot. I know because I've been there for plants before. It's not big. And you guys turned that shit out.
Yeah. And I think
Awesome.
that everything that I've learned from like hustling and running the city and doing pop-ups and going to complex cons and doing stuff is like I think one of my strongest points about like design is like I've retained information well. Like I will come in here with you guys and learn something about cameras and lights and the way you wore your shoes and stuff. And
apply that to
in
something.
some way in my life, it'll be applied. Like so, I think that I just been to too many sneaker releases that I knew how mine should run.
Yes.
Like I've been to the front of the line, the back of the line, middle of the line. I've been the person cutting. I've been the person on the back door. I've been the person inside. I've been the person in front of the register and behind the register. So it's like when it came to wanting to do my release, it was like I didn't want to collab I didn't want to drop them at Atmos. I didn't want to drop them at Concepts. I didn't want.
He could have
wanted to create an experience. Yeah.
I wanted people to know that JaeTips' first shoe was connected to something that was JaeTips.
And
like,
fire.
And what I took from all that was a sense of community.
Yeah.
Which is also great.
That's amazing.
How many shoes you sold at that pop-up that day?
That pop-up, I think we had like 300 or something.
That's fire.
Like that.
That's fire. To sell 300 shoes in the middle of New York City.
And they wanted to go a lot light because they wanted to protect the brand. Like they were like,
of course,
we don't want you to have anything left over. We don't want stuff like that. And I was like, I trust my vision with this. And I've been to too many drops. I could tell the temperature. Like, I'd rather have enough than not too many.
Correct. Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like we didn't.
Especially the first time around, man. You want to build the people now and feed the people right now. Yeah. There's like marketing and strategy behind all that shit. But now in the beginning, it's not time to start people. You know what I'm saying?
Flood that shit, bro.
Yeah. So all right. So I'll get into the shoes. So here we have the Grid Azora 2000. By JaeTips to Remember Who Fronted. So what I had started here was, I guess anybody listening could probably like Google like my bespoke and stuff. So what I had
which is a fire bespoke. Yeah, I've seen it.
So what I had did with when my inspos a lot when I had designed my bespoke was, just consumer habits. I feel like you go into stores and I've sat in like offices and corporate settings and they're very strict on materials and what they want to put on one shoe and things that clash and a lot of things are safe. Like even collaborations, like you seeing a brand name on the side of a shoe that's just one color. Like, you know what I'm saying? So what I wanted to do was I wanted to paint the nostalgic feeling of me growing up in high school and walking the hallways and like Animal 95s or something and you just broke necks. Like when's the last time people wore something that broke a neck that wasn't just hype? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
it's all hype now.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do was, I went with the pinks. Like the pinks represent like just my pescatarian lifestyle with like just salmon. The purple represents like just like my hats, and the blue represents like invisible Air Force Ones, and the floral represents my bespoke, and also just being the Bronx and being a very, very like gloomy, dark place. But it's like just great. Being like the kind of like the flower that comes out the concrete, kind of like something bright. Yeah. The zebra is also from the Animal 90s. Animal Air Max ones. Checkerboard for Nipsey Hussle. The Remember Who Fronted on the heel of the shoe, just because it's you want to always remember your path or how you got there. Made by JaeTips on the sock lining, and
so the green is for the money.
The green is for New York City street signs.
Nice.
So
that's fine. I didn't know that was for Nipsey. That's dope.
Yeah. So I just tried to put so many different things into one, but also what I've learned we talked about a little bit about me designing hats is my color theory. So as much as it's like chaos, it's organized chaos. Like it's a particular reason why this isn't like all one color. Like the uppers isn't one color, because I wanted to kind of separate. And I've seen a lot of different meshes, but I wanted the mesh to, even though it's a Saucony, I wanted this mesh to look like the mesh on the Balenciagas. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted
because that mesh is different than this.
I wanted it to just look like it was something more expensive. Like I wanted the logos to be the boss. I wanted them to come off the shoes. I wanted it to look like it was a separate thing.
So was there any pushback? Because there's a lot of
they let you do a lot on this, and this looks like a lot of work. Like the embroidery here is not easy.
I think one thing that people, when you design, you gotta have a reason behind everything. And I think the biggest thing about when I was pushing the design and I was putting these materials on the table was price of the shoe. I think the regular retail of the shoe was like $120, but I think like if they like, it's gonna be tough to get this shoe at $120. I was like, nah, $120. I worked at Foot Locker in 2010. I want them to be 160 like the Jordans was.
Mm-hmm,
and they were like, all right, if they're going to be 160, that'd be the most expensive Saucony original shoe we ever sold. But
that's what it'll be, right?
It'll be 160.
Yeah.
So
and
like,
then you were able to use better
so
stuff.
I was able to like really like do
feel the
stuff.
suede in the front.
Yeah,
No, it seems like a very well-built shoe, 100%.
Yeah.
No, they do. The brand that uses good shit.
Yep.
And you know, to be able to look through like materials and go spend 2 days in the office and make sure you picked out certain meshes and have your references and stuff. I just think that that's how your shoe's gonna look as far as materials, when you make sure that you comparing and contrasting, and you making sure that this one looks like your favorite New Balances and this one looks like something that you just seen somebody wear on the gram. Like, it's not being a hater, it's not stealing, it's like, nah, I want this same mesh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the floral, like, they couldn't get the same floral, so it's like the floral's actually like screen printed on like a leather, and then they used something on top of it. So they really went above and beyond to make sure that the details was where I wanted it.
Ostrichy, like almost studded.
So how was the feedback in your hometown in the Bronx?
Well, the hometown love is always going to be good, because I think for every creator, you have a window where people support you no matter what you do. Like, just because they don't see you being a knucklehead, I feel like you always got like you got like maybe a little bit of grace for people to be like, oh, look, he got a camera. I seen him on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So the love has been great, just because, like you said, it took so long to be a overnight success, or it took so long for me to have my first shoe. So people seen me be their shoe plug. Yeah, they seen me be the person that was hiring them to be a body online, and now they trying to get my shoe. You know what I'm saying? They see me at them sneaker cons, and they see me do stuff. So the love has been like, I don't think it's just been a victory for me. I think it's been a victory for the city. Like, I'm not connected to Kanye West. I'm not connected to a fashion house. I'm a sneaker person with a shoe. I'm not a fashion person with a shoe. And I think that people see themselves in this release. And I think that's where a lot of the love has come from, because they see a hat person with a shoe. They don't just see somebody's homie got a favor because their uncle is at Jordan Brand and they got this job. Like, they see somebody came from the trenches be able to just, execute something. Yeah,
which is great to see, man. I've said it before. Like, this isn't my style shoe. I wouldn't wear this. You know what I mean? It's too loud for me. It's too bright for me. Like, it's you know what I mean? I don't mind that it's a Saucony at all. I do see the heritage in the brand, and it's awesome that they're letting you do it. But like, the flyest thing is that you got to do this shit. Like, I remember seeing you on 34th Street, seeing you on sneaker lines and shit. Like, you was the homie, and then you had the hats, and like, cool. He's doing his thing. Great. I love seeing people do good things. You know what I mean? I love seeing people win. I love, like, having been around people and seeing them win. It kind of gives me a little drive and edge, and I love happiness, my guy. I swear to God. You know what I mean? So it's awesome that they gave you the opportunity. It's awesome that you did it. Congrats to you, man. I wish you much more success.
I appreciate it. And that, you speak on something that you can't avoid, like people looking at the shoe, and whether they love it or hate it, they feel some way about it, and
they still talk about it.
I feel like my approach was really like, even if you don't see it on your feet, you want to get close to it. You want to check it out. Like, I come from going to Flight Club just to see the shoes in the case.
Yes.
I come from the
100%.
Like, before everybody was flipping Panda Dunks on every table at SneakerCon, I would go to just see stuff that I couldn't get close to any other way. And I feel like that's also a lot of my inspo. Like, even if you'll never wear it, like, we all used to buy kicks just to be like, yo, I just want to have those.
100%.
So,
guilty. 100%.
So moving forward after this, I'm privy to know a little more than the average person. What's next?
So what's next is, I definitely have a lot of stuff coming with them. They appreciate my work speed. They appreciate, like, what I bring to them, and I appreciate what they could, like, solidify with me, because I think a lot of us coming from sneakers just only see a way of just collecting as a one way of a job. Like, even like podcasting and stuff, like, it's such a new industry for people to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do more in the shoe community, educating people and doing stuff, like, but it's so many different other outlets. So, I just want to just keep grinding and putting out good shoes and being at these events that I used to have to buy tickets for, and now I'm selling stuff. And
what did you say? Putting out more shoes?
Yeah, putting out more.
Tell us a little more about what's coming this way.
All right, so I got my next release with them is November. I could have rode like into the sunset of just people just talking about the shoe for the rest of the year, but I'm ready to get my feet back wet. And so we're dropping 2 more shoes in November, and then we have like another 3 for next year. So it's just just continuing to do that, and just working with Hat Club on stuff, working with New Era on stuff, and just gonna keep knocking it down. And this is my personal brand, just trying to have some fun.
Exactly, amazing.
Great. Yeah,
I'm looking forward.
Question, real quick: How long does that take to happen, bro? Yeah, like from them approaching you to like you getting a shoot for you having a shoe release. How long was that roughly?
Yeah, so the process began in I would say like late 2020, where my homie, he was like, Nike had went through like a big reorg where they laid off like a big percentage of the corporation, and my homie was like one of the big believers in me. Like he was just like, yo, if you ever like get an opportunity, you'll kill it. Like he just really believed in me, and he knew like someone that was working at Saucony. He was like, yo, look at this kid. He's doing this. He's making hats. He's making merch. He's making tees. He makes music.
Get that man 10%.
People love him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so they looked into me. They seen that I was having like lines at Bronx Soul Shoe, and people were really hype about my stuff. So they were just interested, and they were like, yo, let's have a conversation. And he told me, he was like, yo, I can't promise you nothing, but they want to talk to you. So they just was like, yo, whatever you want to do, we can start on Monday. Just from that point on, I went up there. I looked through like the materials. I picked what shoe I wanted to do. And when it came to this model, this was one model that I just felt it wouldn't be compared to anything else. It'd be his own shoe.
Yeah, it's different.
And even that, when you Google the shoe, like, man, you might see a lot of fire colorways, but every single one's on sale. So it's like I took a big risk with even just people knowing that this is a shoe that like maybe doesn't have a success record and stuff. So it's just just to be able to like, just see myself selling and people lining up and stuff. Like I'm happy I trusted my gut really early on with some of this stuff.
Good for you, man.
Thank
Congrats.
So are the next shoes looking anything similar to this?
No. So the next shoes.
I mean, as far as
you got to do Saucony Jazz now.
This told the whole story.
It's the one model I know by heart.
Now
what I like to do through design is I like to continue to like be nostalgic. So this telling my story of like my life, my next story in my life would be design. So a lot of the colors I'm trying to like play with now is these fitteds. Like I've designed so many fitteds that sometimes maybe just they're dropped, they sell out and it's over. But the meaning of the colors meant so much to me. So if I could tie it back into shoes and stuff, like, man, I got a lot to play with. And if you know my track record, like, if I drop a hat that's a colorway of one of my shoes, like, man, if we sold 2,000 of them, that means it's already gonna be 2,000 shoes sold.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just having fun with just colors and being able to just express myself and stuff, because a lot of collaborations you see now, like, I'm not going to offend nobody and say they lazy, but a lot of them is planted. Like, it's like they just putting people's logos on the shoes.
Yeah, 100%.
So, maybe I could lead the trend of people getting in the lab and like picking through these materials and making sure that like it's really going hard.
Yeah, like they come with prefabricated, just stamp
Yeah, great, man, great.
This is dope.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, Jay, man, we appreciate you, man.
No, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on here, giving us a little bit of your 401, man.
Coming back with the next show.
Yeah,
and we're going to get Dre in up here.
Yeah, I'll wear some Sauconys, bro. I'm not against them. Throw a pair on it, so they're comfortable. They look comfortable.
Wait. We got to, Dre didn't get the memo, but let's talk about the outfits.
Oh, all right. I got Union Jordan 1 Black Toes. Scram said I wore these socks last week. I don't remember. We got Mitchell & Ness Supreme shorts, a neighborhood T-shirt. What's up? How you doing?
I got on a Awake NY hoodie. I got on Diet Starts Monday pants. Shout out my boy.
That's
also on the Saucony. Also on the Saucony roster. And then I got on Heist and Body Saucony Triumphs. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my man Jason sending these over.
Great shoe.
And then I got on my Hat Club Supermart Disney inspired hat that dropped in Arizona.
Arizona, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I got some Saucony's, calm pink shorts, white tee, my favorite. Supreme hat. Like, Drake got me wearing Supreme now.
Nah, I didn't do any of it.
Yeah, last week's episode. So we're gonna see y'all next week.
Yeah, and man, then, appreciate y'all. Yo,
James
like, subscribe, follow, unfollow, follow again. Something with that little airplane ad. You gotta hit that. The podcast, Apple Music, Twitter, Threads.
All right, peace.